Welcome, I'm John and you're at the config bench. We're going to discuss how and why I installed an electric fence around my property. Molly got hit by a car, she survived, and we installed railroad ties at the base of our fence so she couldn't dig under. This solved the issue for Molly, but her puppies decide to climb over. Lila likes to explore, but I live on a busy highway and she's going to get killed if I don't solve the escaping. I tried an invisible fence using collars, but the problem I had was with 4 dogs that play hard and tear the collars off and destroy them. I decided on installing an electric fence. Never installed one before, had no idea how to begin. Did my research and found they are rather simple to install. You need a few components. Be aware, I'm trained and experienced around electricity. This video is intended to show you how I installed my fence. It is not intended to teach you how to handle electricity. Be careful and work with someone who is trained. I started with choosing an electric fence charger, also known as an energizer. This is the power source for your fence. It converts electricity into safe, short, high-voltage pulses that travel along the wires. When an animal touches the fence, it receives a brief, memorable shock, conditioning it to respect the boundary. They measure the electrical shocks in measurements called joules. Knowing nothing about joules, I didn't want to harm my dogs, so I chose a charger that delivered 0.25 joules. The site indicated this was designed for small animals, chickens, small dogs. My Lila initially was deterred from the fence, but as she got used to the 0.25 joules, she was determined to explore and found she could just power through and take the hit of the 0.25 joules and climb over the fence. So I upgraded the charger that delivered 1 joule. This upgrade got her attention so far and has solved her interest in climbing the fence. Just know, I found products that range from 0.25 joules all the way up to about 8 joules. The price increases with the joules delivered. From testing it on myself, the 0.25 joules was an uncomfortable tingle. The 1 joule is a holy crap moment when touched. Insulators. My fence is a chain link metal fence. There are many different types, and it depends on the type of fence you have. The wire that will be run that has the high voltage will need to be run and stay isolated away from the metal fence. I chose a T-post extender wire holders for chain link fences. They come unassembled. It's a simple assembly, a Phillips screw mounting a plastic insulator to the metal bracket. There's 100 per pack. I used about 2 insulators between each fence post. They work very well, secure and easy to install. The wire. I chose Gallagher electric fence turbo poly wire that has 9 mixed metal strands. The roll came as a 656-foot length. My property is about 3/4 of an acre that needed to be covered, and this was more than enough to surround the property as well as enclose the garden. The poly wire and metal strands mix is very strong and durable. The roll of the wire would be difficult to work with, so I purchased a Strandsite Mini Reel Pro wind-up electric fence reel. This worked great, allowed me to place the entire roll onto it and made deploying the wire very easy. You'll need a few feet of insulated wire as well to connect from the fence to the charger. The ground rod. I purchased 32-inch grounding rod made of copper with a 6.5-foot 12 AWG UL listed grounding wire with a crocodile clip attached to the end. I pounded this rod into the ground and attached the ground wire to the negative side of the charger. I wasn't sure if this would work. Would the chain link fence with the legs in concrete be grounded enough to deliver a shock if the hot wire is touched and at the same time as touching the fence? I can assure you this is working very well. Signage. I purchased signs to be posted outside of my fence every 20 to 30 feet. My neighborhood has a lot of foot traffic. There's absolutely no way you can touch the electric wires without climbing the fence, but just wanted to ensure safety. Check with your local codes to ensure you conform to the local laws in your area. Visual indicators. I purchased several high-voltage lights designed to be used as visual indicators when connected to the electrical fence. They come with a pin to be connected to ground. I cut that off and attached to alligator clips so I could clip it to the fence. This has worked out great. I have 3 on the property, 2 out front and 1 out back. This allows me to see at a glance that the fence is live and there is no broken wires. When attaching the indicators, turn the fence off. Make sure you turn the fence off. If you connect the indicator to the wire and touch the ground end of the indicator, you are going to get a shock, so be careful. Wire insulators. Some locations require the wire to be insulated. When passing through dense vegetation around the edges of the gate where the fence door opens and closes, you'll need insulators. I tried a few different types. I tried an Alex Tech 25-foot 1/4-inch split wire loom tubing. This has worked well for my passing through my grapevines and other dense vegetation areas. I've used circular ring insulators. They're called corner post electric insulators around my gate. Both of these seem to have worked very well for the areas I put them in. Post-installation, before turning the charger on, I walked the entire boundary, inspected the entire wire run, looking for any shorts to the fence or plants, installed any insulation that might have been needed, inspected my gates to ensure that when I open and close them that the wire is not pulling taut and shorting to the fence. The testing. And I must caution you here, do not use your standard DVM to do this test. This voltage will damage and be unsafe to check with a digital voltmeter, a standard digital voltmeter. You must have a high voltage test meter described earlier. The voltages put out by the chargers range from 2,000 to 8,000 volts. Mine is putting out a pulse at 6,000 volts charge. I choose a product called the Electric Fence Volt Tester, 12,000 volt fence tester that uses 8 neon indicator lights. It seems to work well for testing the fence. Once the electric fence is turned on, do not touch the wire or you are going to get a shock. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video showing you how I installed my electric fence. Please subscribe and hit the like button if you're enjoying my videos. See you soon at the config bench.